walk away out the camera or something. Yeah. Yeah. yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a complete fucking idiot. I can click a goddamn button.
And you know what? And now you see this. And what's going on, people? There's your boy Soul Fist. I'm here with Captain Vallen and Z-Boy joined it. I'm glad he managed to come in. What's up, Z-Boy?
Yo, what's up?
So we're just gonna read this chapter now because apparently I gotta read it. So we're just gonna get straight to it. Where we at? We at One Piece. First page, 957. I read 956 alone. It was an alright chapter. Okay, anyway. This isn't his current page. What is this? A popularity poll or something?
No, it's the duck. You're talking about the duck?
No, everybody got on. Luffy got like a Riddler hat on. Whatever.
Wait, you said nothing crazy about chapter 956?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a good chapter, but like,
whoa! There was a My Hero chapter this week.
Oh, I gotta catch up on My Hero. We actually, if you guys can stick around, you guys want to help me catch up on My Hero after this?
What the fuck is 256.99?
That's some kind of like special like.
Oh, all right, I see it. Okay.
It's not a canon. I mean, I guess it's a canon, but it's just like a promotion or something, probably. Realistically, let's do this. Oh, look at this! Oh, this is the second cover page. That's dope. Nigga, I was trying something. Okay, anyway. All right, so we're in the New World Marine HQ. Ooh, I already love the setting. You must be satisfied, Isho. The absolution of the
Abolition,
right? Thank you, Vallen. Thank you so much. The abolition of the seven words. See, because I know the word is abolish. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a funky word to put that way.
The abolition of the seven warlord system was your goal. After all, we never saw eye to eye on it, but the kings of the world have spoken. Oh, this is you talking. Okay. You still think the warlords were a necessity? That'd be stuff like.
You want to do voices, bro? I'm here. I'm going page for page with you, Jack. Don't ever forget that.
Okay. Well, actually, I think Fujitora is talking. You can try to do Fujitora right now. Yeah.
All right. The name of the chapter first page, Fujitora is the squares. You're the circle.
Oh, okay. All right.
But also, you're gonna want to be Sengoku because he gets a lot of speech in this. Just so you know.
All right. Okay. Dope.
All right. I'll be Fujitora. And he just makes this noise. That's what all those ellipses mean.
Oh, okay. We never saw eye to eye on it, but the kings of the world have spoken, and they will be down on the next page.
You still think the warlords were a necessity, despite all the sacrifices we had to make for their sake? It must be because you never personally suffered under them. Let's just put our faith in the SSG going forward. The power balance of the world will definitely be shaken.
Yeah, he's made a very valid point. Has it occurred to you that it might change for the worse? Apparently, in Wano, Big Mom and Kaido have formed an alliance.
Nani? Does this mean the rocks have returned?
Stop talking like there's some kind of legend. This is the reality we're facing. For this to happen when we're already so busy, what a disaster. Oh, he's actually kind of... Two of the emperors allied, and it just had to be now of all times. Well, the report stated the alliance is only tentative at this stage. There hasn't been any damage done yet. We have no idea what they're planning, and we have no countermeasures prepared either. This is like a doomsday scenario, basically. In truth,
it's so much. Just
okay. In truth, we know almost nothing about the legendary rocks pirates. Oh wow. Big Mom and Kaido have been fighting like cats and dogs for years. No one could have foreseen this. Very few Marines are familiar with the name rocks nowadays. Many years ago, on the pirate island in Beehive, many significant individuals came together to seek a quick path to fame and fortune. That meeting led to the formation of the Rocks Pirates. They were a violent group, killing both friend and foe alike. His members included Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido in their youth. They were led by their captain, Rocks.
Did you hear that? What was that first name that man said?
Yeah. Indeed.
The chapter's called
Wait, I need to stay in the zone. Indeed, those three used to, we're gonna discuss this after it's over. Those three used to sail on the same ship.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Wait, so why did Kaido try to interrupt Whitebeard going to... Fuck it, hold on. Whatever. We'll talk about this. Many others who sailed under rocks also individually made a name for... All of the emperors were in the same crew. Made a name for themselves, such as the Golden Lion, Shiki, the Silver Axe, Captain...
Shiki's canon. Shiki is canon.
Shiki canon. But the last name is the one that I'm putting money on.
Okay, so wait, hold on. So... I know Shiki is canon because I've been saying this for years because of Oda's own words. When he refers to these movies that have the term film in it, people's asking the film Strong World, film Z, film Gold or canon. He was saying like the people in the movie are canon, but the events themselves necessarily aren't so much. So it's not so much exactly. So I knew Shiki was like he was relevant because we've seen him in flashbacks fighting Roger. I'm pretty sure. But to think that all these people are in the same crew. Hold on, okay, so Sheik, the Golden Lion, the Silver... I don't know these other epithets. The Silver Axe, Captain John, and Ocho.
Captain John, you do know. Captain John was the treasure that Buggy was after, and it's one of the zombies that Moria picked up.
Yes, Captain John's treasure. What the fuck? All these people are in one.
And Ochuko. That being, and this is my hypothesis, that being the only really effeminate name that they have. That's shocking.
Wang Zi in Chinese was a real pirate lord from the 16th century. Okay, yeah, Oda does like to use real pirates.
Yeah, he does that. But also, I think is shocking, bro.
There's no way all these people were just in the same crew. Keep
reading.
So every dude gay, Charlotte Linland, fucking Kaido, Shiki were all in the same crew.
You got to keep reading. It does make because right now you have this this idea of a crew that they've given us in One Piece, and I had the same thing when I was reading. I was like, oh my god, they were Nakama. But just keep reading. Okay,
are you serious? Then how come this isn't all common knowledge? Well, one reason is that the most of the members couldn't stand each other, so they downplayed their exploits as a group. Their Captain Rock strived to become king of the world. They were basically a terrorist group, burying their fangs with the world government. So they covered their actions. Wow, which is another reason. But back then, their name was known throughout the world. 38 years ago, a fateful incident occurred at the place known as God Valley. Holy shit. On that fateful day, the Rocks, the strongest pirate crew in the world, perished on that island. The incident was big news. Their unstoppable evil rampage was trampled over all in this wake was finally quelled by Marine Vice Admiral Garp. After the incident...
The fist! The fucking fist!
Okay, so I've been wanting to hype Garp because for the sole fact that him and Sengoku defeated Roger, but I was also aware of the fact that Roger turned himself in because he was going to die anyway. So I didn't want. So you couldn't give Garp too much credit on that.
Stop right there. This chapter opens that scene up 1,000 times. Like you don't. Oh my! The implications for that scene after this.
But
look at B-Boy. He's just like.
We've gotten other things more into everything from like we know that Garp squashed Dante-chan on his prime, and he can also apparently he smashed 8 mountains to dust for practice. So Garp is nuts, but like this is some genuine clarification that Garp is literally fucking nuts.
Now everybody's on the train I've been on. Where Garp is.
People like, Sakazuki would have. No, I'm pretty sure Garp. If Oda had Garp say, I was going to kill Sakazuki, I'm pretty sure Garp had all the power to do it.
I have said this time and time again, and I'll say it again. Sakazuki was going to die at Marineford if Sengoku didn't stop Garp.
A lot of these people, too, are like.
Because
there's other people around them. Oh, I was just saying, a lot of these people too, who are like presented as being the strongest, there's like a lot of people around them who are just as strong, if not possibly stronger than people who have been held up for like most of the series.
Well, you know what? You know what this reminds me of? I'm going to give the example to what you just said, but I was about to say, like, the thing with that is, when Sengoku held Garp down, they made a crater.
Mm-hmm. Sengoku is one of the more physically dominant characters.
But what I'm saying, that means Garp is actually trying to resist.
Well, his devil fruit's a zone type. You know what I mean? Zone, and I'm dollars to donuts. That man has an awakened zone. You'll never convince me.
But that only adds more credence. I mean, like it made a credence. I mean, Garp was actually trying to resist him, so he was dead serious. It's not like he wasn't really. Oh, hold me down. You know, people like hold me back, and they're not really gonna do nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's why I doubt he was. Like,
Yeah, no. He was gonna kill him. He was gonna straight up murder fuck the shit out of Sakazuki.
damn.
So let's continue. You
Okay.
got fucking 12 more pages, man.
Wait, no. So, Z-Boy, I just want to clarify too. So, what you just said, that reminds me of you said they have people who like, oh, this person's the strongest so far because they have this position, but they could be people like Garp isn't an admiral, but he's clearly stronger than any fucking admiral. So, that just reminds me of like what happened towards the back half of Yu Yu Hakusho when they had those 3 demon kings that were ruling everything because everybody said they're just the strongest demons in Demon World, but then like there was just a bunch of S-class demons who just grew peaceful and didn't want to try to fight. But when they came out to the tournament, they was like, wait, there's this many strong people still around? Like, and then it blew the 3 reigning kings' mind. It was like, wait, I'm not the strongest nigga in Demon World? Like,
yeah, they thought Tagoro was the strongest shit. Remember that? And Tagoro's not even like, he's like just a random B flat.
Tagoro was the strongest as far as like the human world is concerned. I'm talking about when they after the Chapter Black saga, when they went to the Demon World for the Demon King tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was Yomi, Makuro, and Yusuke were the 3 kings. And then Yusuke's dad had a bunch of friends, and all these S-class demons just came out the woodwork for this tournament. But it was just so many people assumed that 3 demons had a power lock on the Demon World. It wasn't 3 demons. It was just 3 demons were trying to rule the Demon World. They had a bunch of other demons that if you would have kind of basically went to their territory or whatever their perceived little tiny habitat, they would have destroyed you. And that's kind of like the point you were touching on, Z-Boy. It was like, just because Sakazuki's the fleet does not mean he's probably not even the strongest person in the Marines. There could be some dude who's a Marine lieutenant who will beat the shit out of Sakazuki. I know it's a wild imagination, but rank doesn't mean everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the same as Vallen in this series. Chomper's bounty is like what, 100? Yeah, we know Chomper's like way stronger than like
way stronger than that. You know what I mean? Like, and just like Garp's a vice admiral, but come on, dude, Garp's squashing anybody.
Right.
No, stop that slander, sir. Stop that slander.
What?
Calling him a vice. People have been sorry. I got triggered.
Vice admirals aren't weak, by the way.
No, not one bit. But everybody
would have squashed
admiral. On Garp for years. They're like, oh, he's just a vice admiral. There's no way he's this. There's no way he's that. He's just a vice admiral. He's just a vice admiral. Listen. Fuck the lot of you. All right, every single one of you sons of bitches, and you fair weather ass fans. I've been holding Garp down for years while y'all been sitting. Oh, vice admiral, he ain't do shit. Those were off screen. Blah 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 blah. Now we got all the on screen action magic we need to prove that Garp is the monster I've always said he was.
I think too, some of the hate came because like people didn't like Garp after what he did with the whole Ace situation. So
people let their emotions get in the way of their intellectual processes. But as Soul stated earlier, there's plenty of evidence to back up my feelings over this year. Fucking Lenti. All right, so
that's a monster, dude. He's truly a monster. And like what I mean by like I don't mean that because like one vice admiral would totally squash the entire pre-time skip Straw Hats, and that's not
without a question.
No, that's not a small thing because Luffy, Zoro, Sanji were nuts.
Dude, did you see? I'm saying Smoker alone pre-time skip handling the entire Straw Hats. They don't have nothing for him. That's just all there is. You know what I mean? He was a captain.
But let's get a. And then
keep going.
You can't be a vice admiral unless you know both forms of haki. By the way, that's a requirement. So anyway, after the incident, Garp's name reverberated across the world. Of course it did, and that's how he became known as the hero of the Marines. Right. Yeah. So that's how that happened. Vice Admiral Garp has many acts of heroism in his belt. However, he doesn't like talking about this one in particular.
Keep going.
Wow. He'll acknowledge it, but if you ask him about it, but Big Mom and Kaido, things keep going from bad to worse. The biggest reason why is because he allied with a pirate during that battle.
Keep going, bitch. Keep going, bitch.
Alrighty. I'll do that.
Don't stop.
Never reported. A pirate. There was another reason why he had to protect the Celestial Dragons during the mission. Celestial Dragons were involved. Well, wait, isn't it our duty, the Marines, to serve the Celestial Dragons? And since the morality never allowed him to believe that. The main reason Garp always rejected the title of Admiral was because it would have made him a direct subordinate to Celestial Dragons. His popularity and achievements are probably the only reason why they haven't disposed of him for his attitude. Garp and Roger encountered each other on the island and teamed up to defeat the Rocks. Garp and Roger soloed every current Yonko plus Shiki. Wow, okay. In order to protect the Celestial Dragons and their slaves. What? Doing what is known as the God Valley incident. What?
This is my 5th time reading this chapter, and I'm still hyped. By the way.
Yeah. I've read this chapter like half a dozen times myself, and I'm just like,
I don't like that. To protect the Celestial Dragons and their slaves from a rock. Wow. Roger did that?
there's more to it than that. Like,
okay, right. He fought alongside the Pirate King. What a roll call. Celestial Dragons, Roger, the Rocks. What exactly was on that island? I've never heard of the place. The island of God Valley is no longer drawn on the maps of this world. The truth of the matter is, after that event, the God Valley disappeared without a trace. I mean, island busting is to be expected. And that island the world government wanted to hide was wiped from the history books. So you really want to know about an island like that? Rock's ambition to become the king of the world.
Oars.
Hmm?
That's how Oars died. Oars hid the or was it Zunisha? All right, it's either Zunisha or Oars that hid that fucking island, and that's one of the if it's Zoe who did it, Zunisha, then that's why he's being punished for his involvement in something that has to do with that island, and that's why he's been forced to wander. But continue. Sorry, that just it hit me. I wanted to get it out.
When I heard God Valley, I started thinking about M.
Man, he was involved with many of this world's taboo subjects. That's why there isn't much information on the Rock's parts anymore. However, I am sure that those memories are lying dormant in the minds of the more veteran Marines. Even though it's all on the past, it's unbelievable there was a man capable of leading 3 of the 4 emperors. He was probably Roger's first and most formidable rival. He may have been known throughout the world as Captain Rocks, but his true name was Rox D. Zebek. Okay. All right. He may no longer be among us, but he is one of the few with the initial D. Oh.
You can smell what the Rock is cooking.
Here, right? Rock says, okay, anyway. Raj, Chudak, Kyle, and Big Mom were a part of the same crew in the past. They're much stronger than they were 38 years ago, of course. And if they have truly formed an alliance, then it may lead to the formation of the worst pirate crew in the world. Brand new. What about their current bounties? Yes, I was just working on the updated bounties of those who have been stripped of their warlord status. Oh, yes. So we may as well review these bounties as well. It's useless information because bounties don't gauge power, but I just want to see how much of a threat the world government thinks each of these guys are. Especially Buggy. Wait, hold on. The man who became an emperor 1 year ago, Blackbeard. As a result of his attack was impounded down 2 years ago. He was able to recruit very powerful subordinates. He's the current ruler of Pirates Island and Beehive. His influence is constantly expanding. He slowly overtaking Whitebeard as a force to be reckoned with. The admiral of the Blackbeard Pirates, Marshall D. Teach, 2,247,600,000. That's high. The next emperor we should discuss is this man. He was first recognized as an emperor 6 years ago and is the youngest of the 4. His subordinates trust him greatly. His executives are all big names. Beckman, Rue, Yasop, boasting high bodies across the board. They are a well-balanced and impregnable crew. Shake's been an emperor for 6 years. That's new information. The captain of the Red Hair Pirates, $4,048,900,000.
And you know what, too? That also answers the question, how come he got hurt by Sea King? Because he wasn't a Yonko yet. He turned up after losing.
Well, no, the question is how he got hurt by a Sea King is that Shanks has never been stated to be indestructible.
I mean, but it's just, okay.
No, he's not indestructible. People can get shot in One Piece. People can get stabbed. The only person ever stated to be indestructible and is proven is Big Mom. Even Whitebeard got shot. Whitebeard got stabbed by Squardo, and Squardo ain't shit compared to him.
I mean, he still should have had hockey. I just kind of see, okay, so it's like 6 years ago.
He knew the Sea King was coming. He let his arm get taken just to scare it. But the thing with the statement is
just to scare it.
He said it himself. He told Whitebeard's like, how the hell did you lose your arm? That shouldn't be possible. He said, no, I gave it up. He let his arm. He didn't care about the arm. That's what he told Luke.
I think he meant gave it up as in like, he was willing to give it up.
No, he meant gave it up. There's no way a Sea King can stop Shanks. And he could have easily destroyed it, but he just didn't care. He even told Luffy, I don't care about the arm. But I'm trying to answer your question. How did he get hurt? He's not indestructible. Blackbeard gave him 3 scars on his eye.
Okay, so So that's why you think he got hurt. And I think
Because
he got hurt
because he can't get hurt. If I walk up to Shanks and shoot him, he's gonna get shot.
yeah, you get what I'm saying though, right? Like he wasn't Yonko yet, so maybe he could have just not been as strong.
No. When Luffy is a 17-year-old who wasn't shit compared to any vice admiral can one-shot Sea Kings. I refuse to believe Shanks could have destroyed that Sea King.
Yeah, but we know that like other people have like later potential than Luffy. Because Katakuri is like 44 years
Luffy's not
old.
special. He's just young. There's no Luffy can one-shot Sea Kings since chapter 1, and you're trying to say Shanks couldn't?
Because Katakuri is like
literally
42
that
years
same
old.
Sea King. Understand that.
Literally the
was
same.
that exact same Sea King.
Couldn't one-shot a Sea King. He didn't want to. He didn't care.
Yeah.
He said it's just an arm.
Exactly. And honestly,
Shanks couldn't one-shot a Sea King.
he became a Yonko single-handedly. Let's give the man credit for that.
Also, the Sea King's a different strength too. We know that.
This is true. This is true.
Yeah, they have different strength, but it was like.
But no, it's the exact one that Luffy knocked out.
Teeth. Shanks isn't indestructible. Anything with razor sharp teeth. If a tiger jumped on Shanks and bit him, he's sinking his teeth into him. Is what I'm saying. It's a giant thing with razor sharp. The arm's gone, dude. But Shanks could have easily killed that Sea King. Mm-hmm. He just didn't feel like it because even Shanks was so damn strong. Probably he's like, I don't care about this arm.
Yeah. I'm not saying he couldn't have killed it because Dang was scared of him. I'm just saying that I don't believe he was as strong back then because he was a Yonko. No.
Stop. Stop. This is slander. 1 second.
One shot a Sea King. Luffy can one shot a Sea King at 17-year-old with no haki.
No. Remember, the arm was a wager. If he wouldn't have lost that arm in front of Luffy
wouldn't have got motivated.
He would have been motivated, but not as motivated. He wouldn't have been on the path that he was on. He would have been on an adjacent path, sure, but the path that Luffy was put on was very seriously put in motion by Shanks betting his arm to do it.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking about real life because who's going out there and just losing arm? You know?
Yeah, don't think real life in One Piece, bro. We're talking about Sea Kings, and you're going real life. What?
Yeah, you're thinking about it too hard, man.
Yeah, like that's the fun thing. Like you can think about like the dynamics hard, but not the stuff around the dynamics. You can think about the dynamics that the Sea Kings have, where there's a hierarchy and stuff like that. But you can't start thinking scientifically about how much pounds per pressure is going to take to punch a Sea King versus a rubber man versus a man with one arm. And then you got to say, what about torque? What about that? Like, there's no reason to. Like, it's shonen. Whoever beats somebody is dependent on the moment.
Words from what he told Whitebeard and from what he told Luffy. He told Luffy, it's just an arm. I don't care. He told Whitebeard, I gave the arm up.
He bet it on the future.
That's all we need to know.
Those are the words he said. He bet it on the future. That's important.
And like Vallen said, Luffy seeing Shanks in front of him lose his arm is like, that's going to motivate the fuck out of him. I mean, that it's just storytelling. It's not like it's insane for somebody to say, hey, I don't have to, but here I'm going to lose my arm to motivate this kid I just met 3 weeks ago so he become a pirate like me. No, but he also gave him his fucking hat, and Luffy spent his entire life going, yeah, I'm never going to lose his hat. Any kid would have lost that hat in a week.
The hat makes more sense, but agree with this.
The hat is no. You don't understand.
No,
I understand. I'm just saying, like,
he carries that arm with him everywhere.
No. Any kid, any kid would have lost that hat a week.
Oh yeah. Let alone one that's on the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
He really believes in that hat, bro. He really works with that hat.
Oh yeah, we got to keep going. We got more bounties, bro. I'm sorry I had to keep on.
Moving on, we have the Natural Born Destroyer, who's a 4,400,900,000. Wow. Anyway, moving on, we have the Natural Born Destroyer, who is said to have wiped out a village on the island of giants, Elbap, when she was a mere child, refusing to trust anyone other than her own bloodline. She founded the country of Totland, ruling over it with her 85 children. She is the queen of the kingdom of sweets. The captain of the Big Mom Pirates, Charlotte Linland, 4,388,000,000. God damn, that's a nice, even, smooth number, too. Not least this man, although he was only an apprentice when he was with the Rocks. Oh, he was able to rally infamous pirates thanks to his sheer strength and became an emperor in the process. Kaido, the governor, the general. The governor. That's his epithet. Kaido, the governor.
The governor general.
Oh, the governor general of the Beast Pirates. Oh, okay. Kaido of the Beast.
Kaido, the governor general. which seems like a hat on a hat to me, but we're not going to talk about that.
11,100,000. How depressing.
Right?
Here now, we can no longer use the 7 warlords as a weapon against the 4 emperors. We'll have to see how the super seeing god from the Marine Special Science Force.
I
So
thought that
Vegeta shows up.
Before it'll be a wrap. Raditz can handle everybody in One Piece by himself, bro.
That's fine.
Super Saiyan.
The removal of this poison from our ranks was a wise decision. On a related note, these were the bounties of the legends of the previous era. Captain and Whitebeard Pirates, Everett Newgate. Wow, 5,446,000,000. Oh, that's another nice, smooth, even number. The captain of the Roger Pirates, the Pirate King, Goldie Roger. His bounty is 5,564,800,000. Jesus. No single pirate has ever surpassed the bounties of these two. However, if Kaido and Big Mom Alliance come to fruition, their combined bounties would exceed them both. They are currently in Wano, a country that is unaffiliated with the world government. They are. Oh, wait. Fleet Admiral Sakazuki, we're leaving Wano alone. We don't have the resources to divert there, Sengoku-san. Oh, what the fuck? Of course, what do you mean? Of course, I had no intention of interfering. I only wanted to pass on my knowledge to this new generation of Marines. Even pirates are capable of developing relationships with one another. Their actions always have a motive behind them. One cannot hope to predict the future when they are ignorant of the past. Speaking of which, there was a pirate in Wano that Whitebeard, Roger, and Red-haired favored. Wasn't there? Oh! Wait, do you mean Kozuki Oden? He used to be a division commander on Whitebeard.
Son.
Eventually, he was poached by Roger to accompany him on a Pirate King's final voyage. The current situation couldn't have possibly anything to do with Oden, could it? Well, it doesn't seem like Wano is a common factor for all these big shots. Well, doesn't it seem like Wano is a common factor for all these big shots? It's a bit too much of a coincidence, don't you think? I don't believe in coincidences in Goku.
And there's no break.
And there's no break next week. So not only did Oden roll with Roger, but he also rolled with Whitebeard. Mm-hmm. And he was a division commander. He was probably the second division commander.
Yep.
Yeah, there's actually there's a thing going around. I didn't want to spoil it, but
that's probably why Ace went to Wano.
It might be why Ace went to Wano. I'll put some money on that. But I also there's a thing where it's like, hey Ace, why don't you become the second division captain? We haven't had one in a long time. If you've been on Twitter, that's been kind of floating around a little bit, and it adds so much more to it.
Flashback. Someone actually told him that they just needed a second division commander.
Yep, and the flashback between Roger and Whitebeard. So much deeper now that you know, like, not only did they fight each other like with respect, but they fought with each other with respect, and that's a whole different vibe. You know what I mean? And I'm just,
Oda has a lot of hype.
And not only that, Garp and Roger's conversation when Roger was in the cell is a lot deeper as well too. When he told Garp to watch after Ace, I understand a lot more why Garp actually would watch after Ace.
Man, Oden was insane. He was a division commander. He has the voice of all things. He has Emu. And what's the other store's name? Yeah, another store too.
Yeah, who?
So Enma and Akira Moro, the one that cut the sword that in Japanese mythology killed Yatanoro Orochi.
Man, that's just nuts, man.
This whole chapter is just proof why, like, other people don't. I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but there's a reason One Piece is one of the greatest selling mangas of all time. It's because Oda has the ability to do this. If you think there wasn't around this level of hype when Marineford started coming out, and then you started to see all the people as the floors went down, and and shit like that, and let alone when we got to the 6th floor and we started to see all the other people, and it just, the hype kept growing and growing and growing from there.
Yeah.
Like, Oda is, not only is he a master craftsman at storytelling, but he understands how to build, which is something a lot of these mastercraft storytellers lack a little bit of. And that's not meant to be an insult. You know what I mean? He's had 20 years to build something. Like, give that man the credit he deserves.
Oh, snap. What's up, quietly loud? Yeah, glad you came through, man. Bend the knee. What's going on, bro?
We got people. We got, oh, shit.
No, but yeah, keep going, man. You're making a very valid point. Like, Oda has a way to just, like, take.
I'm gonna quote myself.
Oda has a very special talent. Like, he can, if you look at, like, say, Film Z or even the Marineford arc, Oda or Chopper's backstory with Dr. Luke, Oda has a way to introduce a character that he knows is going to die before that little arc is over, and unleash that character on you and make you develop so much feelings for it. Like, by the time from when you met Whitebeard to when he died was really only like 40 something chapters. You know what I mean? You only got that much time with him. Just saying that, like,
we had less time with Ace.
Yeah, less time with Ace, but he has a way just to unload all this stuff on his character on you. So, like, you just care about him in such a short amount of time. But then, like, if they go away for a while and they come back, you're like, I actually miss this guy. And it's good to hear about him. You know what I mean? It's incredible. Like Dr. Luke is one of my favorite characters in One Piece. Like, that speech he gave about, like, when a man dies resonated with me for the rest of my life. Seriously, for the rest of my life. I'll tell my children that shit. Dead ass. I will tell if I ever have a moment to speak to them and shit, I would tell my children that shit.
What? There it is. I remember. I was in a stream like 6 months ago. It was one of my first dozen streams with Dustin, and I think you were actually in there with this soul. Maybe Z-Boy. The question was, what do you want from Wano? And my answer was, I don't want to be correct. I want to be wrong. I want to guess everything, and I want to be wrong.
I was there.
And what?
I was there.
Yeah, and Dustin lost his mind. He called me a wizard. I remember that. But the thing that rings so true is Oda leading of expectations and then subverting them in a way that you can't even argue. You know what I mean? And he's so good at it, and he's created such a rhythm for it that you can see it coming, and it's still gonna hit you with all the good vibes. Like, you know what I mean? It's still gonna get you everything you need.
Right.
And that's the beauty of Oda. He's fucking a mastercraft storyteller, but he builds around the main story better than most other manga could do. Like, the world goes on around the One Piece. While we may focus on the One Piece, chapters like this with the world building and somebody said that this was like dog treats because we didn't get anything. I'm like, bro, we got so much. Do you understand the dynamic we got in this? Because if you don't, then you don't fucking get it. And I wasn't going to argue because I was already in the stream.
Well, no, it's either so much that you just don't get it, or you're not as passionate as someone who truly loves one. You know what I mean? It's just like, and
I'm about it, man.
Like, the amount of info we got is
because you have to truly and just appreciate the context of what was just said in the chapter alone, just to understand the magnitude of the implications of the situation. It's like, wow. But there's one thing I need some clarification on. What the hell possessed Roger to help protect the Celestial Dragons?
Herein lies the issue.
Unless the alternative to the Celestial Dragons being destroyed is just so dramatically worse than if the Rocks would have won, the Celestial Dragons got destroyed. The alternative is just worse than leaving them in power, which probably could explain why Shanks is somehow just okay with being the Mirror Jaw and not trying to cut it down.
What if there's something that's simpler and more human about
remember,
it?
Shanks? Wait, how old is Shanks?
He's relatively young. He's younger than every other.
Is he 38 though? Is he a serviceably? Is he like in his No, he would have to be in his 50s to be feasible at that battle. Never mind. So he had to join in after.
He met Luffy when Luffy was 10. He probably looked.
No. I'm more speaking on when he met Roger, because if he was there during the event 38 years ago, but I don't think the ages line up. You know what I mean? I think he's.
If he was part of the Roger Pirates when they had that.
Yeah,
but Shanks would have survived that battle.
Exactly, but I don't think he's old enough to have been there. Unless he was 6.
It just, I don't know. I don't think. Because if Shanks was part of that battle, that means Buggy would have been part of that battle. And I just don't believe that Buggy was part of that battle.
Me neither, to be straight up honest. Because then we know who would have gotten all the credit. God D Buggy. Like that's just how things work.
Yeah.
You know, that's
To be honest, too, it could just be something more personal. And
Clown.
human.
Buggy D
Like,
Clown. Yes.
Like it could be something more personal and human as to why he could have helped this celestial crew. Like they could have had, just throwing something out there, Luffy's mom hostage or something. It could have been something.
I still think his mom is a celestial dragon.
I think there's a lot about the celestial dragons we don't know. Like there are people like Charlos, and we know that that there's probably more of them. But we also know that there's people who hate Charlos and people like him who refuse to do as he's done, thanks to efforts of various people, be it Shirahoshi's mother or possibly, again, this is with the theory that Luffy's mother's a celestial dragon. Shanks is 39 right now. Yep. See, no, could not have been there. Thank you, guys. Thank you, chat. I appreciate that. Some easy breezy 13 in the Sun Studio.
Shout out to the chat.
But the only reason why I have a belief that Luffy's mom's a celestial dragon or something like that is because, his dad's the most dangerous man on the planet, and his grandpa is the best Marine ever. Like, if his mom is just nothing special, it just wouldn't make sense.
Now
that would be kind of interesting.
I think family's too linear. You know what I mean? What if? All right, now this is blazingly broad speculation, but say more than one family has chosen to walk away from the celestial dragons. You know what I mean?
They're never touching it as well.
You know what I mean? So in this hypothetical case, we'll say Goldie Rogers' father left, but his sister and his aunt and stuff refused to leave. All right, and the aunt took the sister to keep her there, and because she was younger or some shit like that, and they just didn't want her down there or something. This is all conjecture. I have no basis for it. But and when they were in trouble, Roger, knowing that that's still his sister, because he was of a serviceably memorable age when this happened, went to save his sister. It wasn't about It wasn't about the entirety of the situation. It was about a singularity in the situation. And obviously, I'm using the sister idea as kind of a broad catch-all for any family. You know what I mean? But it could be anyway. So I think the understanding that the Marines have isn't the full understanding. The only people who have a full understanding of that situation are probably fucking Garp, who won't talk about it, and he doesn't seem like the kind of guy you could make talk. We're just gonna say that and leave that there. Yeah. and Roger, and possibly the people on Roger's crew, meaning Shanks, possibly Buggy, but Buggy was always a buffoon, and I don't think, like, when you see somebody like Shanks versus somebody like Buggy, you're like, all right, this is the person I can trust. This is the person, I got to keep my eye on, maybe get him in line. You know what I mean? Right. So there's a possibility that Shanks knows.
Well, I'll go into that when you finish wrap up this point.
That Shanks knows what Roger knew about the celestial dragons, what maybe even Doffy knows, because 38 years ago would have been public fucking knowledge for the celestial dragons coming up. You know what I mean? And he was of a serviceably memorable age.
I'm pretty sure Doflamingo knows. There's nothing Doflamingo don't know from the way Oda uses his character. It seems like.
Exactly. He spent a lot of time knowing shit. And that's kind of what he's been using and holding over ahead. And I think the God Island incident is part of what he was holding over. And there's something to do with that. And yeah, that's, again, and I'll say this 1,000 times, there are known unknowns and there are unknown unknowns.
Right.
All right. And Oda loves dancing around in them unknown unknowns.
You know what
I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So... yeah, but that's my theory. It may not be even direct family, but there's somebody that Rogers cared about, and maybe even somebody possibly interconnected with Garp, because the D is a family line. It's a name, and he's a D. Every now, the whole thing, they even said it in this, that a D shows up to fuck everything sideways every now and again. So why would the government be, having a D? I wish we could know the real name, because having a D just sounds inherently wrong.
Or maybe D is not an initial. Maybe D is literally just the name.
Yeah, like Homer J. Simpson.
You know, it'd be interesting if the D was with basically like people. Okay, basically people like they if they theorize that their kids will be something great in the future, they'll give them a D. And it could just be possible that there's plenty of D's out there that just aren't actually that don't actually live up to the potential of the name, but it was given it the letter D at birth because it's just like a thing that kind of people do when they believe their kids will have potential.
I mean, it could be possible.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of like a marker or something.
Yeah. It's just like it's kind of like I don't know what to call it, tradition or like if people theorize like, okay, this kid right here, he's gonna be a top class Marine, and I'm gonna give him a D. And it could just be like D's out there that just aren't special.
Well, no, but here's the thing, though. Actually, now that I think about it, there's only one D in the Marines, and that's Garp. I'm pretty sure. He's the literal only one. Every other D is a pirate or something.
Yeah. I mean, the question would be like, who gives them college? Like, who gives them these letters of D? You know.
Well, like I said, it's just that I think what it is, just like Ace's mom. I think it's just a family name that people have, but then whether they do something with it or not. Well, no, because it just says that these are meant to do extraordinary things, but that doesn't necessarily mean be strong fighters. Because like Ace's mom held him in her stomach for like 20 years, and that's the definition of extraordinary.
Like 20 months, yeah.
Yeah, I mean 20 months, my bad, not that. But so I don't know. There could be a lot going into it. But I just wanted to, I guess, briefly just go over. I'm curious of what's going to be happening. What's up, Loner?
Have no fear, the Loner is here.
Hey, yeah. I'm curious.
What you got about that chapter?
Going on next?
Man, it is a lot of good stuff in it. Like you can make theories from like weeks now.
Yeah, wait. Before you get into that, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, whatever's going to be happening next. As much as I enjoy this chapter, based on the last chapter, what was doing? If we're going to take a break from Wano and go into some kind of like warlord survival arc, and we get to watch all these different warlords have battles, which I want specifically,
right.
But yeah, I really want that. I want to see how Buggy gets in the situation. I ain't talking about Hancock. There's no way in hell Kobe's about to beat Hancock like this. Like Hancock said her damn self. I mean, they made us because we're strong, bro.
So you think it's going to be a warlord arc?
I want to see who's going after Mihawk. I want to, you know what I mean? This is nuts. I want to see what they're going to do to try to arrest these warlords because it's not about to go over smoothly.
Right. You know what? They could use some type of Vegapunk technology.
Yeah, I just want to see what they're going to do to try to arrest people like fucking Hancock and Mihawk and I know Buggy's not about to get snatched. But
you know what? You know what'd be interesting? Like people is making memes and people are like joking about the fact that a bunch of fighter Marines are going after Mihawk. But for all we know, it could be something where it's like they pull out like some special weapons or something.
Yeah, they're gonna have to like do something like Jack. Use some poison.
I mean, you want to talk shit, but there's a man in the Marines who's still alive that swords are ineffective against.
Right. What? What Vallen?
Okay, so question.
Shu, the Marine, former Marine captain.
Yo, whose noise is that?
Huh?
Is it me?
You don't hear that background noise?
Oh,
Shit.
I think that's Loner.
Oh, well, I'm at the job.
Oh, all right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, but I think, I mean, it would be the epitome of asinine arrogance and myopic thinking to think that the Marines don't have something for the warlord. Like they don't have something prepared. It would just be
yo, Lauren, can you just mute when you don't talk?
Mute yourself.
Oh, my bad, man.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. Go on, Vallen.
Oh, to think that the Marines don't have something for the Shishibukai, like a plan, people that they know would be able to counter or at the very least deal with, like as a combined unit, then you're out of your fucking mind.
Okay,
right?
but let me ask you this question then. Aside from sending in a shit ton of vice admirals or even like one or two admirals, how would the Marines have just arrested Doflamingo?
I think that's what
they got some special
there for.
You know what I mean? How are they just gonna arrest Hancock? Like, how is that gonna happen? Like,
See, no, that
I think
think about it.
Here's the thing: if you send, I know the admirals can take on the warlords, but you only have 4 admirals. You have a fleet admiral or 3 admirals.
I think Vegapunk built something and gave him some supplies at Reverie.
The vice admirals are pretty strong, but they're not going to take on warlords. You're going to need more.
Hear me out.
You need 4 vice admirals for each warlord.
You're hyping up a lot of Boa, right? And this isn't me shitting on Boa. This is just me offering just a different side. We've never seen her powers affect hockey.
What?
Right? Whoever she's kicked and turned to stone has never tried to block it with, say, like a hockeyed up arm or something like that. So it's a fact that we don't know how her powers affect somebody defending with hockey.
She's still incredibly fast and strong.
Oh, I'm not saying there's not a lot of other things. Don't get the wrong idea.
Yeah,
I'm just saying people are talking like it's going to be a wash. And I'm like, I think there's more to it. I just feel like there's more to it.
Vice Admiral, she's still incredibly. She's stronger than every pre-time skip Straw Hat. That means anything you seen Luffy, Zoro, or Sanji did pre-time skip, she could have did easier, more effortless. She's strong.
I'm not saying she ain't, but I think we don't have enough
to defeat
from
one
other people.
She one-shotted several. She made Smoker look like nothing. Like she's not. She's one of the few people who literally did not get hurt doing Marineford. If you pay attention, her, Doflamingo, Mihawk, there was only very few people. They never got hurt by anybody they fought against. I'm just blowing gas out my asshole.
No, I'm not saying you are, and I'm not saying everything you're saying isn't justified. My point is, we don't have the unknown in this.
Also, Momoga has haki, so we do know how it works. The comment you made, Momoga, he's a vice admiral, and that means he has both forms of haki. And when he went to Hancock's Island, he had to stab himself so he could resist their powers.
Yeah, that was then. This is now.
What do you mean? He's still a vice admiral. He's not like he's weak.
No. What I mean is, they're not going to send somebody who they don't think, knowing that that was an issue last time. They're not going to send somebody that wouldn't be able to handle that. You know what I mean?
But what I'm saying is, like you said, we never had an example of what someone with haki can do to her powers. But I mean, we have. And all that, she was one-shotting Pacific.
Z-Boy has been trying to talk, and we've been talking just me and you.
No, I haven't really been trying to talk. Not this time. I just been typing in the chat. Like, basically, like what Lauren said, I think they sent Kobe for a reason. I don't think he's going to win if they actually do fight. I say if, because it could be a lot of circumstances that happen. Like, she found out, he's delayed to Luffy, or, just...
You know what Kobe's there for? Kobe's there to run into Hancock and meet the rest of the Amazons, and they're going to talk about Luffy, and he's going to be their ally.
No, he's not going to win if they do fight.
I don't believe they're actually going to fight.
Hold on. Let me finish. I'm saying if they actually do fight, I don't think Kobe's going to win, but I think he will put up a good fight because they sent him there for a reason. Obviously, in the Kobe, he's supposed to apparently fight Luffy in the series, possibly, at least one day. So, Kobe, I think, is just taking massive level grind.
Yeah, Kobe could grind all he wants, but there's no way. Like, just chronologically, Kobe's no threat to Hancock, and because chronologically, 2 years ago, Kobe was no threat to Luffy, and Luffy was no threat to Hancock. And right now, I don't think Kobe's a threat to Luffy, and Luffy still probably isn't a threat to Hancock. So it's just like,
I mean, we also said Luffy shouldn't have beat Katakuri, but yeah.
What I'm getting at, like 2 years ago, Kobe was literally no threat to Luffy, even after months and just massive training for a year straight. He was literally no threat to Luffy in the middle of the war. 2 years later, he's still not a threat to Luffy. That doesn't make sense for him to just dramatically not only jump past Luffy, who was no threat to Hancock, and be on Hancock's level when he wasn't even a threat to Luffy. I
think we're ignoring the real threat that comes with Kobe. All right, the most terrifying thing on the open seas, and that's Helmeppo.
No. All I'm saying is that 2 years ago he wasn't a threat to Luffy, and Luffy wasn't a threat to Hancock. How does he just jump to being a threat to Hancock?
Because he's got Helmeppo, the most terrible man on the sea. We know this.
Man, Kobe got crazy potential.
Do you hear the logistics of what I'm saying? Joking aside.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm not saying it's wrong. Nothing you're saying is wrong at all. The only reason I made those points is because I don't like everybody feeling like, ganging up on I just like to be on the other side. That's just how my brain works. So well, I don't believe they're actually going to fight. I think
logistically,
for the thing like now
to form an alliance with Hancock. That's why he's going to be there, because they're going to gush about Luffy.
Yeah. She's gonna be like, "You think you can take me, wife of the future pirate king?" And she's gonna be like, "You mean Luffy?"
Yeah.
So do you think like this secret like group SSG is
Super Saiyan God.
is like
Super Saiyan Garp. Super Saiyan Garp.
Super Soldier Germa.
Super Saiyan Sword God or something?
Ooh, that's why I died too. Super Sword.
So is it like separate from Sword, or is it like just a whole new Navy faction or something?
It's a whole new thing.
I think it's a whole new thing. I think they would have just referred to it as Sword.
And like because it has something to do with science. So do you think that that Vegapunk possibly like perfected some kind of like Vince Smoke Android Navy stuff?
Like a different upgraded pacifista?
Yeah, like how they have the Vince Smoke androids. It just applies to the pacifistas, kind of like that.
I thought they would make something like a Fishman pacifista,
Oh, okay, yeah.
which would be a game changer.
The thing about the pacifistas, Oda used them solely as outliers. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much all they were. Because we realized, hey, look at these things, fucking robot things. The Straw Hats can't beat it. That's so insane. And then we go to Marineford, and it's like, oh, pretty much any New World pirate can one shot a pacifista. So it's pretty much saying, unless you could defeat a pacifista, you're not strong enough to go to the New World. That's all they ever really meant, as far as I'm not.
I believe Big Chief is correct on what SSG means. Means Psych Sakazuki, Garp gonna take care of it.
Garp gonna take care. Yeah. But yeah, I know. But so I was saying about pacifistas. I think all of just using them as outliers for progression, something to scale to, basically. You know, like until you can defeat a pacifista, you're not ready to go into the New World.
Because like they're kind of like the statue guardian type deals. I see what you're saying. I mean, that's super fair. But also, did you notice where Fujitora was? Because I noticed this in my live reaction, but if you didn't, you didn't. But he was fighting a Sea King, which to me,
what he was saying. I ain't paying attention to where he was.
Yeah, he's fighting a Sea King, which to me says Calm Belt, which to me says Amazon Lily. So maybe it's not just Koby.
I gotta go back. See, that would make more sense. An admiral to take on someone like Hancock would make a lot more sense.
An admiral and Koby. They said admiral and Koby.
Yeah, like why not? I bet Mihawk's fitting to get a real close encounter with Greenbow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They gotta send admirals after some of these guys. But the thing is, who are all the current warlords? Okay, so we got Mihawk, we got Hancock, we got Doflamingo's in prison. Kuma's he's with the Celestial Dragons as a slave. Jinbei quit. Law quit. Doflamingo. I'm saying. So who else? Who are the current warlords?
We got Weevil.
Oh my God, Weevil!
On a very particular island.
Except for Kizaru hype. All we have is Kizaru hype off of him.
See, the thing is, he's on. I think he's going to get taken out by Marco because he's on a very specific island already, and I think he's going to make trouble for that island. And it happens to be Whitebeard's old home island, the one that
Marco's there. Marco never went to Wano because he needed to be there to fight Weevil. But like, who else do we have as warlords? I'm trying to. Jimpy's out. Law is out. Doflamingo's out. Crocodile's out. I mean, Blackbeard's out.
So, all right.
So we have Mihawk, Hancock. Kuma's out. We
Boa, have Buggy, Weevil. Mihawk, Boa, Buggy, Weevil.
Those are only 4, right? So they might be able to do it. I think they have enough admirals in. Do we have any warlords?
I'm looking it up now because I feel like I'm missing something.
Kuma's out. Moria's out. Crocodile's out.
Mihawk's still around.
We're saying Mihawk though. Law's out. Crocodile's out. Doflamingo's out. Moria's out. Jinbei's out. Yeah. Who else?
I'm looking up the current ones now.
But yeah, so maybe the admirals coming there. So maybe Kobe.
So yeah, if there's only 4 warlords left, they could totally send admirals after them now. That would make a lot more sense. But if there was still like 7 fucking warlords out there, I was like, how the hell are you gonna capture all of them? Like,
I mean, admirals are very strong. Though. I assume the admirals are stronger than the warlords.
Yeah, no, I know. What I'm saying is like you would need to send admirals.
Is
to camp.
Crocodile still?
Yeah.
No, Crocodile's out too. Crocodile's out
Yeah, I
too.
thought so.
Dopey's out.
Dolphy's out.
Yeah, I guess it's only those 4.
Yeah, because Crocodile, Doflamingo, Jinbei, Law, and Kuma are no longer warlords. And Moria. So they're no longer warlords. None of them are.
So since the Admiral's coming in, I think it'd be like Koby versus the sisters and the Admiral versus both.
See, that makes a lot more sense because you can send an admiral after Mihawk, you can send an admiral after Hancock. You don't need to send an admiral after Buggy. You can send an admiral after Weevil. you don't need to send an admiral after Buggy though. But
Buggy, no. Buggy has a lot of strong people though. Like his people are way stronger than him.
But I don't think you need an admiral for all of them. I mean, he does have a lot of very strong people though. He has people all the way up to like level 5 in his group.
Right.
Which is crazy. Yeah, his people all the way up to like level 5.
Yeah, and they think he's the strongest. They destroy him with one punch.
I'm about to look up who the hell are the current warlord. It can't be just 4 warlords.
I just tried to find them, and it is just those 4. There's really no. There wasn't 7, and if they were, they like.
So after Marineford, they didn't replace the warlords. No, because
they did. They replaced with Teach, Law, and fucking Buggy.
Right. Blackbeard, yeah.
But after Buggy's gone, Moria got killed. Blackbeard defected. Law did what he did in Dressrosa. Like there really wasn't a full Shichibukai, I don't think.
It was, but then it got messed up all over the place.
Yeah. So you know what? Yeah. So the system so now is the best time to dismantle it, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so like now it's like now that Doflamingo went down, Law quit. Yeah, now it's like now it's basically the best time to dismantle it because post time skip the warlords were Hancock, Law, Doflamingo, Buggy, Weevil, Mihawk, and no, that's it. It was them. That was the 7. So yeah. Not a Law took in. Yeah, Law quit. Yeah, now it'll be the best time to dismantle it, I guess.
So what I came upon is Blackbeard's cousin is Rocks.
There's a lot of people saying that Blackbeard's father is Rocks.
I think people just want to make Blackbeard more, give him more hype.
My stance on that is that Oda painted too clear a picture for it to be him. You know what I mean? He painted so many little connections that it looks like it's Blackbeard, and Oda always does that, and then it's going to be like, haha, bitch, it was Mihawk the whole time. You know what I mean?
I just said it because it is a good D, and then it's an evil D, so I just put him with the evil Ds, as in, Blackbeard and so forth.
Who was the good D?
Good D.
Like
the Luffy and the others.
Person though, I mean, Luffy still randomly assaults people he decides he doesn't like. That's not what.
Yeah, Luffy is not a good
but I mean,
at all. He's just a good pirate. There's a fucking difference.
Yeah, but you know what I mean though. Like you got separate, D's, and so I just
he's not.
Why do you have to call it D?
Luffy doesn't have Luffy doesn't have.
Okay, pause.
Here's the thing about that.
I know that's the name. I'm just saying.
Well,
yeah.
So I just want to clarify. Luffy isn't the type of person. He doesn't have a heart full of malice, and he mostly just wants to be left alone, do his own thing. But several times, if he just decides, I don't like that person, regardless if he spoke to him or not, the next time he sees him, he's going to hit him. He did it to Koby when he first met him. He hit Don Krieg when he first met him. He just heard Arlong's name, went to Arlong Park's like, who's Arlong? Hey, I'm going to punch you now. He never talked to Arlong a day in his life. He you know what I mean? He just
yeah, that's true. I mean,
Luffy would just randomly assault
you. Person who decides and it's part of the whimsical shonen nature of his character.
Don't people ask him, bro, why are you even fighting me? He was like, oh, I don't like you because Law told me something, and so I'm gonna feel like that's not. Luffy's insane.
Yeah, and I love.
But you know what I mean.
Was
you know what I mean.
Fucking what?
There's been plenty of times Luffy has put people in front of gunshots too.
Yeah, Luffy will grab Marines and put them in front of bullets and shit. He's funny. Yeah, no, but he's not a malevolent person. No. He's not like a evil person. But yeah, he ain't that nice. He is part of a gang, basically.
Yeah, the worst thing Luffy has done is like bringing out all them pirates out.
That's a terrible thing, by the way. That's not like a little. Those people were in jail because they need. Fuck, I don't care how you feel about cops. Those people were in jail because they needed to be in jail. And Luffy was like, "Hey, let's let you all out." He did not give a fuck about the ramifications of what that would do to the world.
Yeah,
he didn't give a fuck. He's like, "I need a distraction." Oh, all the world's worst criminals? Yeah, I'll set them free.
I'm surprised you didn't get triggered. I don't know who's your favorite Yonko, but I know a lot of Shanks fans are like very upset about
Why?
because Big Mom and Kaido and like everybody's bounty is pretty much, besides Blackbeard's bounty is higher than his.
Well, I mean, but that makes sense. Like, see, Blackbeard being the newest emperor has the lowest bounty. Shanks being the second newest one, because he's only been emperor for 6 years, his should be lower than. Not only that, when Shanks was a kid, Big Mom and Kaido were already adult pirates.
Yeah,
And they're different kinds of pirates. Like Whitebeard and Blackbeard, Big Mom, and Kaido will roll into an island and fucking destroy it because they can, as opposed to Shanks, who would probably be more likely to protect an island he rolls upon that's in hardship than take it over. You know what I mean?
That's a part of bounty too, because that's what a big part of Captain Kidd's bounty raising up was.
Exactly. Because Luffy's out here doing his thing, but Kid's over there crucifying entire islands. You know what I mean? So,
but also, it's crazy how close. Because you think about what Luffy and Kid did, were like I said, the bounties were to assess threat level, and when we first met them, they had similar bounties. Kid wasn't that much higher than Luffy, but you think about Kid got his bounties from just killing a lot of people, but Luffy got his bounties from breaking into court systems and prisons and shooting flags down, and they were just like, "Yo, this kid, like, what the fuck?" Letting prisoners escape. You know what I mean? Like, well, no, that didn't happen yet. But he did break into Ender's lobby up until that point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, it was just like Luffy he just didn't give a fuck. Not only that, but the government also knew, even though they didn't say anything, they knew he defeated 2 of their warlords.
Yeah, but you know how fanboys be, and then plus a lot of people hate Big Mom. So it was like, how dare she have a bigger bounty? A lot of people are kind of like.
Well, I mean, come on. Usopp has a higher bounty than some Straw Hats. He has no business having. His bounty should not be higher than Chopper's or Frankie's, but it is.
Whoa! We talk about God Usopp.
And that's his God Usopp.
Hey, that's fact. God Usopp.
It's funny though. When the government finds out that God Usopp is also the guy who shot their flag down, his bounty is going to go up even higher.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he actually declared open war on us. You know what I mean? Sogeking wasn't technically a Straw Hat at the time. You know what I mean? He was just an accomplice.
Yeah, because there's a Sogeking bounty and there's a God Usopp bounty.
Yep, that's not Usopp's.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, but Usopp has proven time and time again that without him, the Straw Hats would fail and die, or just be
about every Straw Hat though.
No. See, they save their lives and stuff. Usopp saves their souls. They would have been puppets for life. Nobody would have fucking remembered them. The whole plan would have went to shit. Everything would have been fucking hogwash. One Piece would have fucking ended on the spot. But God Usopp said, "No, let there be holiness upon thee, for I shall knock out this little girl."
No.
All jokes aside, Usopp is the GOAT though. Like, he has a lot of GOAT moments. Like, he's a comedic character, but
Usopp is the. Here's how I feel about it. Like, there's a lot of huge players. Like, there's Kobe. Like, there's Jordan. Fucking all these other big name basketball players. And you got Usopp there, who's kind of like Reggie Miller. Yeah, he's fucking outstanding at what he does. He's a great shooter. And when it comes to clutch, he'll make fucking 12 points in 4 seconds. He'll do some amazing shit you never goddamn dreamed of.
Yeah.
But his name still won't be spoken of amongst the Jordans and the Kobes. Reggie Miller is my favorite basketball player of all fucking time.
So
he shot with a freaking slingshot.
One at a time.
So can we confirm that since Garp and Roger are like teamed up to take down the rocks, can we can confirm that Garp would have killed the Kainu.
No, that's facts. That's factual.
Yeah, we already been through that.
Garp would have killed that kind of. Fuck
He'd have been
that
a lava puddle.
The nigga get no respect. I'm not calling him by his marine name. I'm calling him Sakazuki. Fuck that guy.
Second.
Let's be
He
honest,
would've got- he
both of
would've
his
got
names are
Whitebeard.
actually kind of dope.
He would have got Whitebeard again.
Newgate would have gave him a nasty pause. But all right, man, we've been going for damn near almost an hour and a half, which is pretty well. That's just one chapter. That's crazy. But there was just a lot to talk about.
Right.
We're gonna wrap it up. We could go through. Everybody could get their final thoughts. I guess we'll end up with Vallen and start with Loner, and then so Loner's what in Vallen, I guess.
Yeah, because I'm about to head back to work anyway. But good chapter. It was a whole lot of info and clarification that we got, and also good stream as always. Soul, good YouTube Pokemon Battle Vallen from last night. And you know, I'll holler at y'all later.
Take it easy, bro.
Peace.
Hey.
All right, Z-Boy, what's up, man?
All right, man. So for me, this chapter is a 10 out of 10. So much info revealed. Even things I didn't expect to get revealed yet, like the Pirate King's bounty, Whitebeard's bounty, some new info on some new characters, some pretty much a revelation on the rocks. And basically the whole chapter was just, you know, just great info that, you know, we needed for years. And then plus at the end, Oda is very smart because at the end he ties it back to Wano, you know.
Yeah, with the Odin being part of Whitebeard's crew, bro. What is that? That's nuts.
And also no break as well. That's a plus too. No break as well. The next chapter is probably gonna get started in the Wano battle. So it's just nothing but hype chapters coming up ahead. I'm calling.
Yeah, no, I don't think good so far. Val, I want you to go last. So I'm gonna go real quick, and then I'll have you close the stream out. Like I said earlier, I thought the chapter was fine, but then I actually don't want to segue back into Wano, or I can at least hope that Act 3 of Wano takes place outside of Wano, if that makes any sense, because I want to see what's about to happen with these remaining 4 warlords, and see what's going to go on with them. I really do. Like, I do not want that to be off screen, especially Buggy. As far as Wano goes, it's if we are going to go back into Act 3 and then the war starts, I guess Act 3 will be the start of the war, and then there'll be 2 more acts left, though, right? So unless Act 4 is when the war concludes, and Act 5 some kind of resolution act or something.
2x minimum.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say one thing?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point. So, because if that case, that means this has become like Reverie 2.0 in a sense, because that doesn't make sense. Like, it's so many acts. You know, how can the final battle happen in Act 3 unless, you know, this is just the first battle?
Yeah.
So we would have to get some info.
Or it's going to be one long ass fight, just chapters after chapters of fighting, which people have been saying they wanted for forever. But I can tell people's like, well, just been so much fighting, and this is like no story context, and it's just like not understanding that, like, even like, because I've seen movies like that, like or it's just like it was like a part 1 and a part 2 to a film. The first part might be more of a setup, and then you have the part 2, which is just like a big ass action scene because you already got all the character developed. You know what I mean? So I can if the next 3 or 2 acts of whatever of Wano is just all fighting, I ain't about to complain about that. But
Right.
I'm not. And plus, I want to see. I just want to see this shit now. I want to see how they're going to stand up against Kaido's crew and Orochi's people, and plus like what the handful of pirates Big Mom brought with her. She didn't bring her whole crew with her, so it's not like she has the entire Big Mom pirates here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, Valid. Wrap us up, buddy.
All right. This has been a lot of information and a lot of hype, and I find myself, and I'm sure you do too, wanting to get pulled into this hype and have it compound what we already know.
Yeah.
All right. I simply ask that you take a breath and let the hype wash over you, bathe in it, and understand that there is hype to this and there is fact to this. We can let the hype run wild for speculation, for videos, but let's understand that the facts remain facts until they're changed.
Until they change.
All right? So that said, I don't think that the Red Dog's being honest. I think his leash was pulled and his chain was yanked, and that's why nobody's going to Wano. And that hurt me to say, because that's one of my favorite characters. But they don't want him in Wano because they already have CP0 in Wano doing what they want. Escalating, pushing, finding things out, getting their information. So, and that leads more to think that maybe Sakazuki is the leader of Sword because he knows that there's people in Wano right now that we can't, you know what I mean? So we can't spare the resources, but we already have the resources there. So if you think about it, the world government is folding in on itself to try to make itself better, much like a sword. And sometimes you got to hammer out the bad things to create a more perfect blade. And I think that's one of the things the sword is trying to accomplish. So, yeah, let's take a minute. Let's think about it and not let the hype control the conversation.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. I like how you came back to a sword metaphor. I was like, damn, and me thinking, I was like, yeah, you know what? They might be trying to iron out the kinks, pretty much, like folding the blade. Oh man, that's interesting. I will comment one last thing. It seems like the Marines compartmentalize knowledge because we had that panel of Sakazuki saying we don't know too much about Wano, but then we find out we have Marines in Wano. So
and we know that we know about pirates from Wano and in Kozuki Oden. So yeah, there's a lot that the Marines are kind of being fucky about with each other, and hence why I think
even when Goku, he just told a room full of Marines who knew nothing about what he just explained to him.
Exactly.
So it was like the way they're compartmentalizing knowledge is actually pretty interesting.
See, and that's my thing is that's only what we're told of the truth now. I think we're gonna get. I think Garp, who never wants to talk about this, is going to say a few words about it in the future and really elucidate what really happened at God Valley. And that's when we can all just live in the hype. But until then...
Boy century. See, man, this shit is nuts, man.
But until then... Let the hype flow through you.
Let's get into the hype. Yes. We're gonna get out of here, though. It's been about an hour and 20 minutes. This has been one hell of a chapter, though. It's been great. I loved it. It's your boy, Sophist Hell Hydra. We are out. Nah,